and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading for you guys. This one is your June 2020 prediction. This is your monthly prediction for the month of June. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how they work. So over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. And if you guys like to choose with crystals on the piles, I'll be popping those on in just a moment. But then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading. So without further ado, let's add some crystals below these cards. Alright, so if you guys like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. Over here we have some aqua aura quartz. This over here is blue topaz. This over here is tanzanite quartz. This over here is angel aura quartz, and this is fantasy quartz over here. So take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. And again, once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card. So without further ado, let's hop right into today's monthly June 2020 prediction, starting now. All right, so group number 1, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your prediction for the month of June in 2020, so let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 1, this is what we have for you guys. So we start off with the 6 of Cups being reversed, then we have the 8 of Wands upright, then we have 10 of Cups upright, and then we have the High Priestess being upright. So the 6 of Cups coming up first, being reversed, this is usually when we're stuck in the past, when we're reminiscing about the past and we're thinking about like, ooh, when times used to be so good and this used to happen, and maybe we're missing somebody. This can also talk about siblings or children, so if you guys have children or siblings, it can also indicate that we are either spending a lot of time with them or missing them in some sort of way, or really reminiscing about the past with them. So that can also indicate that, but usually this is just like really starting to live in the past almost and wish that the past could come back to you in some sort of way. But I do feel like that's only very temporary in the beginning of June, and immediately when we have the 8 of Wands being next, I feel like energy is going to shoot forward in June for you guys, where you guys are going to get back on your feet. I feel like you guys are going to get a lot more active than you've currently been. So I feel like you guys are going to be doing more activities than normal, or at least in the recent past. Maybe you guys haven't been doing too much. I know most of us have been in quarantine, so there hasn't been much we could do anyway, but I feel like in the month of June, you guys are adding more to your bucket. You're doing a little bit more in your day. You're being a little bit more active and more social. The 8 of Wands can indicate that our phone is blowing up with many different text messages. Our phone is just like, we can barely even reply to all of them. This can also be indicating an opportunity comes out of nowhere for us to then go out and do something pretty fun. You guys might get invited to a really special event, something like that, something that's really fun, something that's exciting. And I do feel like you guys are going to be able to get back together with people that you haven't seen for a little while when we have the 10 of Cups next to the 8 of Wands, when we start off with the 6 of Cups being reversed. So I do feel like there's some sort of reuniting that happens over here. So I feel like you guys might be reunited with somebody that you've missed for some time. This can indicate that it's on social media. Sometimes when you have the 8 of Wands and the High Priestess in the same reading, sometimes this can indicate that it's a social media interaction with somebody that we've really missed and we're longing for. But I'm definitely feeling for most of you guys, this is more in person, or at least doing some sort of activity close with somebody. It can be social media though when we do have these cards, but I'm getting more of an active vibe, like you guys are actually going somewhere and doing something finally for once. So I don't know what your country's restrictions are in terms of the current quarantine that we're having. I don't know if those are going to let up in June or not, but it does look like you guys are adding a little bit more activity to your day. That can be solo, but I do feel like it's with somebody when we have the 10 of Cups. This usually indicates something or somebody that we're really close to. This is our immediate friend group that we love so dearly, or our family that we love so dearly, or our significant other that we love so dearly. The 10 of Cups is somebody that is really close to us. So adding on a few more cards here, we have the Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. Then we have the Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. All right. So we have a really fast animal and a really slow animal. So I do feel like June will be a good mix of fast-paced stuff, exciting stuff, and then also relaxing, hanging out, getting your groove together, that kind of stuff. It's definitely going to be a mix of those things, though I do feel like you guys will be transitioning into doing a little bit more activity than normal, or at least the current normal anyway, and trust in divine detours. So it feels like you guys might be caught up in, ooh, life has become a little bit different for me, things are a little bit different right now, and maybe it's something that slightly worries you, or maybe it gets to you once in a while. Maybe you guys are doing okay with it. Either way, Coyote spirit comes up when we have to trust the divine detour. Coyotes are so active and they get themselves into all sorts of crazy scenarios. And so this is talking about you found yourself currently in a crazy scenario. It doesn't mean that you even put yourself in this scenario. It could just be the twists and turns of life. And now you're doing something that you wouldn't normally necessarily do. So trust the divine detours. This is taking you on a divine detour of life, and I feel like it's going to help navigate and switch your life to where you need to go and to where life is calling you to go. The High Priestess, this is always talking about the divine and where the guidance of our guides and where we're supposed to be going all comes from and all stems from. And we just need to trust the process, that it's taking us to where we need to go, to our highest purpose, to where, it's shifting us. Because we come into this life unsure of who we are, unsure of what we are needing to do in the world, and we slowly figure it out. And life also guides us in those directions. If some of the craziest twists and turns never happened, you'd never be where you are today, and you'd never be where you're going to be in 10 years from now, which I know in 10 years from now you're going to be looking back, and you're going to be like, okay, I'm glad that I went through all these things because they offered growth, they offered everything that you needed to know, they gave you a good bag of resources. So the turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. So don't rush into things too much in the month of June, especially when you might get some exciting calls from friends, some exciting stuff happening, and you might really want to jump on all the opportunities that come your way and all the invites that come your way. But slow and steady, just take it slow and steady, take it a day at a time, see how you feel a day at a time with all of these things that are going on. Because I do feel like, yes, you're a little bit stuck in the past, but I do feel like you're getting over it. Just take it a day at a time. Slow and steady wins the race, but trust the detours that life is taking you on. And yeah, I do feel like with all of these cards, I feel like you're going to be definitely heading into some new activities, like I was saying earlier. The next two cards that we have over here is Surrender and Get Creative. All right. So, surrender. Trust the divine detours. This is kind of the same thing. Surrender to what is happening right now, and just allow it to be what it is. Don't get too caught up over it. Don't get hung up over anything that's happening. I do see a lot of positivity happening for you guys, but just allow it to flow. Just trust that you're headed in the right direction. I can tell you that you guys are. The High Priestess over here lets me know that you guys are being divinely guided on this path. You guys might be a little bit confused right now about your situation, most likely. If you are, just surrender to those things. Allow it to be what it is. If there's any change happening in the world in the month of June, which I see that there definitely is going to be in most places, some definite change happening, surrender to it. Allow it to be what it is. Don't let it affect you. You can still make your own decisions at the end of the day and do your own thing. And just trust the process. Take it slow and steady. Do you, do what you feel. Also, this Get Creative card. I do feel like you're going to have a special gift coming to you in the month of June, because we do have this bird that's carrying this flower, and I almost feel like he's almost dropping off a gift for you. So I feel like this is possibly one of your spirit guides, or maybe even a real person in real life, but I do feel like mostly it's like a gift from the other world. Birds a lot of times represent spirits, and so since he's almost like dropping off this flower to you, I feel like you're being gifted something in the month of June, like a surprise. This can be a physical gift or just a gift of like some sort of blessing is going to happen to you guys in the month of June. I do want to say that. And I apologize, my voice is getting so raspy in the morning. Oh my gosh, I have not had any like hot tea or anything yet. My throat always gets like, woo, allergies, I tell you guys. And I do feel like this is kind of like an angelic gift because we do have this like halo over here. And yeah, I just feel like you're getting this blessing is all I can say. It's almost like a miracle or a blessing in the month of June. Our next two cards that the next two cards that we have is romance and fertility. Guys, okay, if you are not trying to get pregnant during this time, definitely watch out. If you're not of age of getting pregnant or anything like that, don't worry about it. But this would have an entirely different meaning for those of you who are not even thinking about that. Also, ignore that noise. My dishwasher's on. I'm not sure why I turned it on before filming, but that's what that is. All right, but with this romance card, you guys could also possibly be asked out on a date if you guys are single. Like somebody could be DMing you because the 8 of Wands over here can indicate like a DM or like an instant message coming in, somebody asking you out, maybe somebody you already know, maybe somebody that you don't know yet. It can be somebody from the past though, since we do have the 6 of Cups over here. I do want to indicate this could be somebody that you actually already know if you guys are single. If you guys are in a relationship, I do see like the romance re-sparking up. I do see like this flower blooming. You're also getting this flower over here. This can indicate fertility and stuff like that. So again, watch out you guys if you're not trying to get pregnant or anything like that. Definitely keep an eye out for those things and make sure that you're being safe and stuff like that. But if it's not talking about romance or anything like that, but I do see a person coming in. If you guys are single, I do see somebody trying to come in and slide into your life. So definitely keep a lookout for that. I do see you guys probably being asked out on some sort of date, or at least being like romanced with and flirted with. So keep that in mind. If you guys are in a relationship, again, I do see the sparks flying in the month of June. If this has nothing to do with love for you guys, and that's like totally out of the question, even for those of you who are still in love and in a relationship, this also, on top of everything, indicates that you guys are going through the month of June where you guys are going to be very creative. Fertility and the Get Creative card, this is like we're feeling high vibes and high motivation to start new things, to start new projects. We're feeling highly energetic. And so in the month of June, I feel like you guys are going to have a boost of energy. I feel like you guys are going to get excited and motivated to go out, go to events, go do some certain things, go plan for the future, do your art, do whatever that you guys do. But this is like a highly creative time for you guys. So definitely keep that in mind. All of this red is also very root chakra. And so you guys are manifesting. You're in the point of your life where you're manifesting material things. You're going after the material things that you've always wanted. And it just requires surrendering to what the world's currently doing, surrendering to your current blockages, your current obstacles, and just working around everything in your own way, getting creative, doing your stuff. Like, there's a lot of self-love and a lot of growth. These flowers is just like this blossoming of this growth and this beauty and this like essence where people are going to be very you're going to be very alluring to people. You're going to attract a lot of people into your life right now. So definitely keep that in mind for the month of June. I do feel like romance is high, love is high, like there's lots happening over here. Creativity is very high. Again, I do feel like certain events are going to fall into your lap. Certain projects are going to fall into your lap. People are going to be sliding into those DMs, if you know what I mean. And highly creative and blessings. I feel like there's some sort of big blessing coming for you guys. This blessing could be that you guys are going to get pregnant if that's something that you're trying for. This blessing could be that you guys are just going to go through a highly motivational, exciting time. This blessing could be those DMs coming in, that kind of stuff. And the last card that we have is a feather. This is simplicity. So the feather is reminding me a lot of the bird over here. So I do feel like, again, you guys are being kind of gifted something. You guys, as long as you go along with the flow of the wind, I feel like you guys are headed perfectly in the right direction. Slow and steady wins the race. No need to rush into anything. There's just like this beautiful energy. It's like highly creative, but it's very easygoing type of energy in the month of June for you guys. And just keep it simple. get creative with the simplicity. Maybe you guys want to be a little bit minimalistic and get rid of some stuff in your house and just kind of reorganize, redo, that kind of stuff. But there is some sort of like highly creative but calming energy in the month of June for you guys. So definitely keep that in mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about your monthly prediction for June of 2020. So let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 2, this is what we have for you guys. We have the Queen of Cups upright, then we have the Page of Pentacles upright, then we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and then we have the Emperor upright. So what does all of this mean? I feel like you guys are on the verge of manifesting big things when we have the Page of Pentacles over here, but with the Queen of Pentacles being reversed right after, it's almost like there's a slight delay, or you guys have just started kind of like these big ventures, or you guys are just on the verge of beginning them, but somehow they haven't quite manifested yet because I feel like they're still at the beginning stages. But wait a minute, because we end on the Emperor. So at the end of June, this would indicate some big movements in terms of what you guys are trying to manifest actually coming into play. So first off, we're starting off like feeling good, getting our emotions feeling good, getting in the flow state of getting our creativity on. So in the beginning of June, yes, we're getting your creative juices flowing, all that kind of stuff. Then I feel like you're actually going to really be pushing something forward in terms of what you're trying to manifest materially. So this can be talking about job, this can be talking about money, this can be talking about a material item that you guys are really desiring, something to do with your career, a personal project, opening a business, starting a business, buying a new home, moving out on your own, that kind of stuff. So anything around the material world, it can be anything along the lines of anything that you're trying to manifest. The creative juices are flowing, the idea's starting, you're beginning to push it forward. You might end up hitting some roadblocks. You might feel like progress isn't happening fast enough. You might feel like a little bit restricted in a way, in some sort of way. You feel like restricted, or you feel like you can't quite get it done. You can't quite do it. And with the Emperor coming out in the end here, I feel like the pieces of the puzzle by the end of June are just somehow going to fit together, and you're going to figure it all out. Hope that's making sense. I do feel like for some of you guys, you might be receiving your manifestation by the end of the month, or at least figuring out the most perfect way to go about getting it, and all of a sudden, like, the pathway is gonna be right in front of you. It's like you guys hit the yellow brick road, and you're like, okay, I know exactly where I'm going. I just keep following the yellow brick road. Perfect. It's there. It's in place. It's all starting. So definitely want you guys to keep that in mind. The Queen of Pentacles being reversed, though, sometimes we can feel like we lack resources, or we feel like we still need to do a lot of catching up or a lot of learning as well. The Queen of Pentacles can talk about that we realize how much we do not know yet and how much we need to get our ish together in order to get on the right path, in order to actually attain this goal. So this can mean that we end up learning quite a bit in the month of June. We have to study a lot. We have to research a lot. We have to look up a lot of different things and a lot of different options. We have to find out what our options are. We need to debate a lot of things and find out how exactly we're going to do this, gathering the resources in order to make it happen, all of that kind of stuff. So this is kind of realizing all of these things. And then the Emperor, again, I do feel like you're going to figure out the perfect way in order to do this, in order to manifest it and all that kind of jazz. The next two cards that we have over here is the Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power, and then we have the Cat Spirit, Claim Your Independence. One thing I want to point out about the Queen of Cups, I do feel like whatever that you guys are going to be really focused on in the month of June, you guys have been thinking about it for a while. It's been emotionally brewing with you for a while, and now it's finally time to like step into it. Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power. So this is why I feel like we have the Queen of Pentacles being reversed, is because somehow you feel a little bit held back, a little bit delayed, or a little bit like powerless in terms of attaining your goal. Somehow it feels like you're missing something and pieces aren't exactly falling together. So this is about reclaiming your power and saying, yes, I can do this, and putting your foot down or your fist down and being like, this is going to happen. I'm going to do this. Reclaim your power in that way. And 44 is an angel number, so I do want you guys to keep that in mind. This is setting the proper foundation when we have 44, and also taking those chances as well, because 4 and 4 together equal an 8. 8 is all about taking risks, a gamble, taking chances. But as long as you figure out the foundation first, which is the 4-4, as long as you get your foundation straight and you lay it all out properly to where you feel very confident, then you take your risks, then it's all going to work out. And that's how you reclaim your power, and you just say, I can, no matter what failure comes upon you, no matter even if this certain thing fails, it's like rebuilding it again and doing it again, because you know that you're going to do it, you know that you're going to get it. And then reclaiming your independence, or claiming your independence. This can be like, maybe we're struggling because, again, we don't feel like we have our resources, and so we know we want to do it on our own, so we need to claim that independence and be like, I'm going to do this on my own, I'm going to figure out a way, and I'm going to do it. So claim your independence, claim the fact that you can do this, and claim the confidence as well. Cats tend to be very confident. If you think about like the bigger cats, like a lion, stuff like that, they represent confidence. They represent the strength and the willpower. So really build up your strength and your willpower in the month of June. And I do see you guys being able to do that, and also seeing yourself as the end result. I almost like see this card as the message of, if you guys have ever seen that meme of the cat that's looking in the mirror, and I think it says, the quote is like, see yourself as you see yourself. Like, choose how you see yourself, essentially, is the point of it. And in the mirror, in the reflection, the cat is seeing a lion instead of a cat reflection. Oh, and the quote is, all that matters is how you see yourself. That's what it is. So all that matters is how you see yourself. So if you see yourself as somebody who's going to get it, who's going to do it, it's all that matters. That's all it takes. Don't listen to the naysayers. So anyway, our next two cards that we have over here is the Void and Manifest. So we are talking about manifesting this whole time. The Void is telling me that, okay, there might be a lot of things that tell you that you can't manifest this certain thing and that it's not going to work out. These cards almost look very similar in terms of their colors, and so emotionally you might be feeling like, ooh, I have the idea, but I don't have any sort of material things. And so you're feeling maybe a little bit of a lack. So you're not seeing the results of it quite yet. And you just see the space that's between you and your goal rather than how far that you've come already. So this is about changing your perspective in order to manifest. So instead of looking at the space that you're in and the space that you want to go and seeing all of that gap in there as like this void and this lack, change it around and be like, I'm going to enjoy this journey. This is going to be fun, and I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care what type of failures or obstacles I come across. I'm going to keep walking towards my goal, and I'm going to get it. And that is how you're going to manifest it. It matters how you see yourself. No matter what anything else says around you, how you see yourself and what you're going to go after. The next two cards that we have over here is Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep. Oh my gosh, that's tongue twister. And then Knowledge over here. So maybe you guys are going to need to attain some more knowledge and stuff like that, like I was saying before. Maybe you guys realize that you need to learn a lot more about this certain thing that you're trying to attain or manifest. Maybe it's just manifestation that you need to learn more in general. But I do feel like there's some sort of learning that's involved in the month of June for you guys in order to attain what you're really wanting. Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep. This is all about making your dreams a reality, and also getting restful sleep, getting ample sleep so that you guys don't feel too drained and stuff like that. Make sure that you're getting enough sleep in the month of June. But also really focus on your dreams. Focus on what you want. Feel that emotion deeply. That's why the Queen of Cups is here. If you feel that emotion deeply, you can visualize it better. And then once you're executing an actual physical rendition of what you're dreaming of, it'll be a lot more accurate. And then gain the knowledge about how to do these things, what you need to know, the research that you need to do, all that jazz. And then our last card over here is Love. Love the process. Love all the in-between stages. Enjoy it. Put love towards whatever you're manifesting. It's going to manifest so much better. And by the end of June, I feel like you guys are going to either have attained what you guys are trying to go after, or you're going to be so solid and structured into it that there's no failing you at the end of June. Like, you guys are going to be so set in stone with it. You guys are going to be so anchored in on the road there that you guys are already manifesting it. So that is what I see for you guys, pile number 2 for the month of June. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so group number 3, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your June 2020 monthly prediction, so let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 3, this is what we have for you guys. We have the 2 of Swords being reversed, and we have the Unknown card upright. Then we have the Tower being reversed, which is so good when it's reversed, oh my gosh. And then we have the Ace of Wands being upright. Actually, both of these cards are much more positive being reversed. Sometimes I know you guys really don't like getting reversals, but I'll say in this case, this is very positive. 2 of Swords being reversed is finally removing a mask. This is finally getting out of your shell, revealing yourself, revealing your true emotions, revealing something that maybe you've been afraid to say, maybe coming into terms with your real emotions and being like, okay, it's finally time for me to come out and say what I'm really feeling and say how, you know, what's really going on in my mind, and finally claim what I really want and stop being scared of it, stop holding myself back in certain ways, stop holding myself away from what I really truly desire. All these things. There's so many things. This is about taking risks, taking chances, taking off that protective barrier, taking down that big wall that you've had up and being like, okay, I'm going to be very vulnerable and I'm going to be very determined about what I want, because the only way to see what I truly want is to take down the blindfold or the protective barrier that I currently have on, so that I can see the vastness of this whole world and I can actually go towards things that I want to go towards, instead of walking in blindly everywhere because there's a big cement block in front of you. Whoop, almost hit my camera there. The next card that we have is the Unknown card. This is stepping into the unknown. So in the month of June, you guys are going to be stepping into a world that is totally brand new for you guys. This is like, we've taken off the mask, we've taken off that protective barrier, and we're stepping into the unknown. Maybe you guys have been holding something back. Maybe you guys have been holding something inside that you guys have been afraid to say, that you guys have been afraid to do. You guys are finally taking off that Band-Aid. You're ripping off the Band-Aid. You're opening up, becoming authentic, and that's going to push you into this unknown world where you're not really sure what's going to happen here. You haven't really stepped foot into here yet, but there's this exciting feeling that's going to be brewing because of it. There's these exciting endeavors that are going to be bubbling up because of what's happening. So yes, you're stepping into the unknown. The Tower being reversed, though, this is something that was meant to crumble down. You weren't meant to have this wall up forever. I see the Tower as your wall that you had up, because it's similar to the 2 of Swords in a sense. I feel like these cards are very connecting right now. The Tower being reversed, though, is the crumbling of the Tower. So you were locked, almost you guys as Rapunzel, you were locked away in your tower, and the month of June is finally crumbling away of that tower so that you guys can be set free. And yes, you're stepping into the unknown because you've been locked away in this tower for so long. You've been doing these same things for so long. You haven't really been living in the, well, I don't want to say the real world. You guys, the tower exists in the real world. You guys have been in the real world, but you guys haven't seen the vastness of the world because you guys have been almost restricting yourselves in a certain way, or feeling like you have been restricted. You're finally going to open up into this unknown realm, and my, oh my, the Ace of Wands over here, this is one of my favorite cards. You guys are going to be struck with inspiration. You guys are going to be struck with creativity. We're going through some massive planetary retrogrades right now, and so I do want to say that this is almost like completing a certain cycle, and you guys may be feeling this way because of all the retrogrades that we're going through, especially in the month of June. So all of these different planetary alignments are breaking a certain like 4 to 6 year cycle for you guys, and it's all going to be like crumbling away, and you're left with this blossoming brand new self, brand new creativity, brand new motivation, brand new ideas. You're literally this blossoming flower, and this dragon wrapped around here represents passion. He's the ruler of fire, and so this is like that, the passion that you've felt like you've lost for a while is going to just boom right back into your life. You're almost like struck with the lightning of creativity and change. So, very exciting stuff. Let's see the next two cards that we have over here. The next two that we have is the Electric Eel Spirit. Remember how I literally just said that you were struck by lightning, and then we have the Electric Eel Spirit, and then the Wolf Spirit. So, all right. Bring your ideas to life and turn your knowledge to wisdom. So bring your ideas to life, zap them with that energy. I feel like you're going to be zapped with energy after you kind of like crumble away these masks and step into this unknown realm. I feel like you guys know exactly what I'm talking about and how it's going to pertain to your particular situation in your life. So bring your ideas to life. I feel like you guys have this creative spurt. The month of June is going to be highly creative. You're going to be just like, bam, right into this like, If there's anything that you guys are scared of, I do want to say, in this reading, if there's something that you guys have been scared to do, if there's something that you guys have been scared to say, step into it and just zap yourself into it. Just do the spontaneous thing. This is what this is all about. Just choose to do it. Step into the unknown by just zapping yourself with the creativity to just do it. Just jolt yourself forward. Do the thing that you know you're meant to do, that you know you're supposed to do, or you feel a high calling towards, you feel a high passion towards. Just do it. Over here we have the Wolf Spirit. Turn your knowledge into wisdom. So you've gained a lot of knowledge through the past. You've been through some stuff. This is why we have, the Two of Swords. The only reason why she ever covers herself up like this is because she's been through a lot. So she puts on that blindfold. She protects her heart because she's experienced a lot. So she's almost scared to experience for a small amount of time because it's like, ooh, I've had some negative outcomes and therefore I don't want to get hurt again. So this was kind of going through a healing phase, protecting yourself because you're going through that healing. Now it's time to break free and step into the vulnerability stage again. But vulnerability doesn't mean that you're going to get hurt. Vulnerability just means that you're open to experience and you're going to fully envelop the experience, whatever it may be. And this is actually a very good experience since we have the Ace of Wands upright. This is like, ooh, really good things are happening. When we step into the unknown, this is when we step into the quantum realm. Because in quantum physics, anytime you step into the unknown, there's unlimited potential and unlimited possibilities in the unknown. So as soon as you let go of the known, you open up the realm of unlimited potential for yourself. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Take your past, turn that into wisdom so that you know never to make certain mistakes again. You know exactly what you want. You're more clear about yourself. You know who you are more. This is when you turn that knowledge into wisdom. The next two cards that we have over here is Strength and Reflect. So Strength over here, this is coming up because, of course, we're gaining strength. We've been through a lot. We're taking off our mask, our blindfold. You guys are strong right now. Your vulnerability will be at a stronger level than it was before. Therefore, you're not going to run into the same issues or the same problems. You're going to experience whole new realms and whole new worlds. There's no need to be afraid of it. I feel like you guys also won't be afraid of it because the energy that I'm getting for you guys for the month of June, you're just going to be really ready for it. You're going to be ready for this. Strength is definitely like, I'm feeling like this is it's a good omen because we have the whale over here. I always call these whales killer whales. I forgot what they're actually called. One term for them is killer whales, but there's another, I forgot what it is. But anyway, this whale is kind of like, it's almost like the representation of yin and yang because we have that white and black balance over here. And I also feel like it's just a very creative, balanced, you're taking the strength of the good and the bad and you're molding it together to be something brand new, and you're taking the knowledge and the wisdom of this and you're almost wearing it as your badge of armor, and you're so much more balanced. I feel like you're freeing yourself. Then this Reflect card over here, there's going to be that reflection, the way that you turn that knowledge into wisdom, there's going to be that reflection of the past, but then you're also going to see how far you've come and where you are now. And it's almost like you become at peace with the past. And again, we have that dark swan and the light swan. Again, we have that balance of masculine, feminine energy, the dark and the light. You're balancing out both of these and you're realizing that all of the past needed to happen, all of the negative experiences needed to happen in order to create you into the perfect harmony that you are now. And you guys are a perfect harmony now. Whew, getting goosebumps right now. The next two cards, oh my God. I swear tarot does this to me every reading, and I still get shocked when it does it. look at what this card says. Harmony. Guys. Again, you guys are that perfect harmony, and justice is the two scales, the balance again. It's ruled by Libra. So it's talking about the balance. We've been talking about balance this whole time. We've been talking about harmony and balance this whole time, and we have these two cards. Like, are you kidding me? So, with all of this going on, all right, so as I create, I will share harmony divine with love and care. So, you guys are definitely entering a time of balancing out your past and your future and feeling so good and coming at these like crossroads of just loving who you are and this like peace with yourself. Oh, my throat was acting up there for a second. Oh my goodness. It's like early morning, and I swear anytime I film a pick a card early morning, my throat's just like, bruh, I haven't even cleared myself of all of the allergies and stuff. But anyway, you guys are creating this perfect balance. You guys are creating this, you're almost like justifying the past, and you're no longer standing in this like scared victim place. You're no longer standing in this like negative place. You've almost just like balanced it. It's justified. You're like, okay, well, I almost don't even hate my past or regret my past because it's brought me to where I am today. It's made me into the person I am today. And it's almost like you're so at peace with it, and you find so much balance with it. And you've almost married the two. June is about marrying the two and creating the harmony and balance for that and starting off this new, beautiful, beautiful road. Ooh, and then we have the card of enlightenment. So all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom of the past and everything has caused this enlightenment, has caused this like beautiful marrying of them both, of the dark and the light. And it's like you've reached this point of enlightenment. And I feel like you guys are entering this point of enlightenment where you're starting a brand new era of your life in the month of June. June is all about this brand new era for you guys and fully going towards who you're meant to be and who you truly are to your deepest part of your soul. I almost see you guys, anytime I look at this card of enlightenment, I feel like you guys have like built this ship, this magical ship, and you guys are sailing through the cosmos of like your divine purpose and divine manifestation. I feel like manifestation's gonna become so easy for you guys, especially with the Ace of Wands. Pretty much anything that you guys put your mind to, it's just like that creative spurt, that creative energy that you guys have right now. It's gonna really start flowing in for you guys. So that's what I see for you guys. Pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is gonna be your reading for the month of June in 2020, your monthly prediction. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 4, this is what we have for you guys. So we start off with the King of Cups upright, and then we have the Page of Wands reversed, then we have the 7 of Cups reversed, and then we have the 3 of Swords upright. So let's get into what all of this means. So starting off with the King of Cups over here, I feel like you guys are almost like getting really in touch emotionally, like starting to feel some pretty deep emotions, some deep creativity, some deep intuition. You guys almost might be having dreams of the future and stuff like that, or you're having like these just like instances where you just feel something and you feel like something's about to happen and it starts to play out. And you guys might have noticed this in the recent past where you guys just feel something and it just sort of just happens or manifests. The King of Cups is like, he's very intuitive. He knows when things are brewing out there. So that's what I'm really seeing for you guys. During the month of June, I feel like your intuition is going to be very, very high. Then with the Page of Wands being reversed, this is almost like our energy is almost a little bit drained, but we're feeling like, oh, and it's funny, I just said drained, and my dishwasher right now is like draining itself. That was that weird noise if you guys heard it. That's so weird. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's gonna be feeling like a little bit drained, or maybe even debating whether you've made like the wrong choice about something. The 7 of Cups being reversed afterwards is like, we might feel like we've made a bad decision in the past, or maybe we feel like we've taken a cup that wasn't meant for us, essentially. So this is like making a choice, making a career choice maybe, or something along the lines of that, maybe even a relationship or something like that, that we're second guessing and we're wondering like, was this one really meant for me, or did I just choose this because it was the best one available at the time, or it was the best choice at the time? But maybe you're feeling at the moment like you don't really feel like it's meant for you anymore. You feel like either the career that you chose isn't meant for you anymore and you're outgrowing it, or maybe your relationship isn't meant for you anymore and you're outgrowing it, or just something in your life. There's something that you've made a choice about that you're second guessing in the month of June, that you're wondering if you made the right choice in the month of June. And this is all about figuring it out. The month of June is about figuring out what choice you've made and how to make the right choice and how to amend it. And maybe you're wondering, do I let this one go and find a new one? There's some mixed emotions happening in the month of June for you guys. And, I feel like in the moment you're like, I don't know what else I would do though. I don't know what other partner would be better for me, or I don't know what other job would be better for me. But it's somehow feeling like something is misplaced in your life. And it doesn't have to deal with job or love life. I'm just using those as examples, but I feel like you guys will personally know what it is in your life when I'm talking about this. I feel like you guys will already know what I'm talking about in your particular life. So there's something, though, that you feel like it's misplaced in your life. It just, that it needs to change. That, yes, it's good, or maybe it's not good. I don't know. You guys have to decide in your own life. But you chose it, but I feel like you just know it's not a permanent thing for you. And the Three of Swords ending here, I feel like by the end of June, this thing is going to go through a transition. It's going to go through some sort of change. So this can be an ending, and it can be a pretty sad ending when we have the Three of Swords. And so it's kind of like, oh, well, I really enjoyed this, but I just know it's not meant for me. I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. And so it's going through this transition of making a new choice, doing something different, because you know that you've outgrown the old thing. You know that it's lived its time and it wasn't meant to last forever. It wasn't supposed to be a permanent thing. The next two cards that we have over here is Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. And then we have the Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold. So open to infinite possibility. Infinite possibility. So this brings me back to the Seven of Cups card. You guys might have pulled down the wrong cup, or maybe it was meant for you, but only for a temporary time, and now you're realizing that you've outgrown it, or it's lived its time with you, and now it's time to break free of that. Once you break free of that and you step into the unknown, this is where in quantum physics, if you step into the unknown, that's where you step into infinite possibility. So don't be too upset, or don't be too worried about this thing, or this bad choice that you made, or this, it might not even have been a bad choice, but temporary choice that you made, and now it's lived its time. So open yourself to that infinite possibility. Don't be scared about it. Don't be worried about it. And then this Badger Spirit over here, be fearless and bold. Make your decisions. I feel like you're going to be making decisions in the month of June, and this is talking about going about it in a fearless and bold way, where it's like, yes, there's a part of you that has, like, it's almost bittersweet, because you're like, okay, it's bitter because I did enjoy this thing, and it sucks to have to change it or to have to end it, but I feel like you're going to do this in this fearless and bold way, because you almost know intuitively that this is what needs to happen, because the King of Cups says that deep down inside, deep down in your heart, you know what is meant for you and what is not meant for you. And unfortunately, this thing that you chose isn't a forever permanent thing for you. The next two cards that we have over here is the Pillar and the Seeker. So the Pillar over here kind of talks about, like, the new doorway that you're walking into. You're creating this new doorway, you're creating this new experience that you are now going to be entering. And it's a very, like, it's a sturdy pillar. This was almost like a destined pillar that you were meant to walk through. So don't have any regrets or anything like that. And I don't feel like you will, because, again, the King of Cups, you're very intuitive about this. You already know that it's meant to happen. Therefore, you're going about it in a bold, sturdy way. And the Pillar here is like, yes, this is meant for you. And then the Seeker over here, it's like, I feel like you're still seeking what really works for you. I feel like maybe you don't know exactly what it is that's supposed to fill this space, that's supposed to replace this thing, that's either maybe you're still seeking about what that perfect job is for you and what that exactly looks like. Or maybe you're still seeking about what the perfect person for you looks like and what that really is. You're still seeking these things. And I feel like you're that much closer to knowing what it is because you tried out this other thing that was only meant to be temporary and it's lived its time, and now you know a little bit more, and your seeking skills will be stronger because now you know, okay, I can chalk this one off the list. Now it's time to go about that seeking mindset again and that seeking kind of lifestyle again, where you're like, okay, what truly is meant for me? What is going to come into my life and fulfill me on all my different levels? The next two cards that we have over here is Magical Powers and Destiny. So again, I was talking about destiny over here with the pillar. So this is your destiny that you're supposed to go this way. Don't feel bad about it. Don't regret it. I feel like you almost see your destiny because we have that King of Cups. You feel it. You feel it. The King of Cups is like, he knows his emotions, and his emotions are telling him that, yep, this is the decision that we need to make. So definitely keep that in mind. This is your destiny. This is the doorway that you're meant to walk through, and you're going to be walking through it in the month of June. And magical powers, I do feel like you guys, you're almost awakening your intuition and realizing how powerful your intuition is. You're realizing how powerful your gut knows everything that you walk into. I feel like you've known this from the start. It wasn't like you entered this thing knowing that this was going to be your forever choice. You walked into it knowing that it wasn't. And you're realizing how powerful you are at knowing things. So I do definitely feel that for you guys. Our last card over here is the card of protection. So you're protected through this whole thing. You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry too much. I feel like you're going to be guided through this. I feel like you don't have a ton to worry about. It might be stressful, especially if you're leaving a job and you're not sure where exactly you're going to go, but you're being protected during this transition. So just keep that in mind, and still make wise decisions, still think about your decisions before you make them, and go about it in a smart way, but just know that you're protected through this whole process. And everything's going to turn out good because this is the destiny you're meant to be taking right now. And you're meant to go back to this more seeker type mentality. Also, I apologize for the rasp in my voice. I don't know if I said that already in this reading, but in the mornings I get really raspy with allergies. So sorry about that, but that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 5. If you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about the month of June in 2020, your monthly prediction. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 5, this is what we have for you guys. We start off with the moon over here upright, then we have the magician upright, then we have the 4 of swords reversed, and then we have the 9 of wands being reversed over here. So first off, I want to start with the 4 of swords over here. It is time to get up. It is time to get off your butt. It is time to start moving forward. It is time to get active. It is time to start doing things in the month of June, since we have the 4 of swords being reversed. So if you guys have been taking a lot of time to relax, a lot of time to reflect, and just hanging out, being chill, the month of June is going to be getting motivated, getting started, getting up, getting out. So definitely keep that in mind. I know that certain countries still have restrictions. I don't know what those are going to look like in the month of June, but it definitely does look like you guys are living a more active life, a more like action-oriented life. So it looks like you guys are doing stuff with the 4 of swords being reversed over here. So you're finally up and about doing things. So definitely just keep that in mind. It could just mean that you guys are being more motivated in the month of June, even from your home. But I'm feeling like for a good portion of you guys, the month of June is going to be actually pretty active and pretty uppity and out there for some of you guys for sure. So the moon being upright over here, we start off the month in kind of this like, we don't really know what's going to happen. We're in this kind of like stage where we are just walking because we only see a little bit of the path ahead of us, and we're still unsure about a lot of things. So the moon is always like, we see a little bit because the moon illuminates a little bit of the path, but not as much as the sun would. So we're still feeling a little bit clouded. Our judgment's still a little bit clouded, but our intuition is very high during this time because we have to rely on our intuition. Therefore, it becomes very awakened during the night or during the times when we don't see a lot, or we're left in the dark a little bit about certain things. I mean that literally and metaphorically. Then coming to the Magician next, this is like you guys have all of the tools in front of you in order to manifest whatever you guys want to manifest, whatever you guys set your sights on. The Magician is a very, very powerful card of we're manifesting our desires right now and they're starting to come true. This has been in a lot of the readings so far, so this is like quite exciting. It seems like a lot of us collectively are going through a time of like this unknown shift, but also to be able to like manifest a lot better, and we're almost like awakening during this time. I'm definitely feeling this on a collective level for most of us, especially with what's coming up in the cards for most of the piles. So collectively, you guys are definitely on the verge of like going through a massive like manifestation period of realizing your true potential and what you can really do, and finally awakening to that. Since we have the Four of Swords being reversed, this is finally like really getting up and out of there. I feel like you guys are going to have an energy boost in the mid of June. So mid-month in the month of June, I feel like you guys are going to have a rush of like heightened energy where you guys might not be sleeping a lot, but that's because your whole body feels this rush of energy, and your whole body is like, okay, or it could even be your mind. Your mind has this rush of energy where it's like, okay, it's time to be creative. It's time to start creating, being active, doing things, getting up and out of there. I feel like you guys are going to just be like, your mind is going to be racing in the month of June because you're like, wait a minute, I have so much energy, and your body might not be able to keep up with you. Though I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is an energy boost that affects like your whole being and your whole like psyche. And so I feel like you guys are going to just be like creating, doing, and you're almost going to be like restless. There's like a restless energy in the month of June for you guys. Then we end over here on the Nine of Wands being reversed. And so this is like, we've been through all of this before. We're actively doing things. We've experienced these certain feelings before, but it's also like, I feel like you guys you're ready to face whatever is going to confront you. I feel like you guys have been relaxing for so long that right when you start getting to your goals and start doing them, I feel like you have this mentality of like, I don't care what comes in my way, I am doing this, I'm getting out there, I'm gonna put my actions forward and put my dreams forward, and I'm gonna start doing them, and no matter what obstacle falls on my lap, it's not gonna stop me because I've been resting for so long that I just have so much energy to just create and make it happen. So our next two cards that we have is the White Raven Spirit, Trust the Magic, and then the Rabbit Spirit, Now is a Lucky Time. I also have to apologize for my voice. I've had some like really bad allergies lately, and I keep waking up with a really raspy voice, so I definitely want to apologize for that if you guys have been noticing that this whole time. So Trust in the Magic over here. This is definitely like a really good blessing coming in with the White Raven Spirit. It's a very rare thing, so I feel like the month of June is going to be a very rare time. I feel like you're going to go through some rare emotions that you rarely feel, where it's just like this magical power almost like ensues your soul. Also, I apologize for the construction outside. And you're going to be feeling very excited. You're going to be feeling very motivated, very energized. And trust in the magic. I feel like good things are coming together, and like the pieces of the puzzle again are like coming together, and you're being like almost guided, and you're being like energized to do and create and all these things. I'm just feeling all of these things. And the Rabbit Spirit over here, Now is a Lucky Time. So that we were just talking about luck over here with the White Raven. The White Raven is very lucky because how often do you see a white raven? So it's like a very lucky thing. It's almost like finding a 4-leaf clover. And then the Rabbit Spirit, again, we're talking about now is the lucky time. You guys are full of like luck, creativity. And again, I feel like it's because like you guys have been maybe feeling restless for so long and maybe resting for so long that now in the month of June, it's like, I feel like doors are finally opening and you're like, ooh, it's time to do, it's time to create. And I feel like there's this rush of energy in the month of June for you guys. The next two cards that we have over here is Share Wisdom and the Outlaw. So, Share Wisdom over here. there's this part of you that's been growing so much during this time. We have this like rooted tree over here, and then we have these two pigs on either side. At least I'm pretty sure that those are pigs. They might be a dog. I'm not sure. Whatever animal this is like, we're listening to our instincts. We're trusting what we're feeling, and we've gained wisdom through times of silence and times of rest. I feel like we've been able to listen to ourselves a little bit more and get to know ourselves deeper, and now we're like really rooting ourselves and really getting to know ourselves, and we're blossoming so much during this time. The outlaw over here is maybe we have some ideas that don't really coincide with what we normally would have done, or maybe we're having ideas out of the box or out of the blue that, you know, we're gonna have to do some things that we're not used to. We're feeling a little bit outside of our box, but it feels so good to be outside of our box. I feel like you guys are so excited to be outside of the box, and you're feeling so much luck on your side, but I feel like there's this change that's coming. And again, we're going through massive planetary retrogrades in the month of June, so feeling like a lot of changes upon us is definitely like a collective thing that we're all going through right now, especially because this is like a 4 to 6 year cycle for a lot of us, that we're going through this transition and this like change, because we were all on this like detour path of like figuring ourselves out, and now it's finally like retrograding through that, clearing it all up, and we're on this verge of like, okay, change is now coming, and we're on the verge of doing the change. The next two cards that we have over here is letting go and passion. So the month of June could be a romantic time for some of you guys, if that is something that you guys want to look for, since we do have the passion card coming up over here. And this can also be that we're getting in touch with our passions as well. You guys are finally like, ooh, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do here. And again, you guys are invigorated with this energy. And it's almost like the magic is coming to you and luck is coming to you. I feel like you guys almost might get like gifts out of nowhere, or like lucky things keep happening to you, and you guys like fall across like unwarranted money, and you're like, wait a minute, where did this come from? Like, this came out of nowhere, this came out of the blue. It's like random gifts that are just falling on your lap in the month of June. Passion over here again is like, I feel like you guys are at a heightened passioned time, especially if you guys have a lover and stuff like that. Gucci stuff happening there. And you guys are also just like, even if you're single, there's just like this passionate energy that's like invigorating your soul and livening you up to where you don't want to rest anymore, and you're just like, it's time to get up, it's time to get out there, it's time to create. Magician is like so passionate and so creative. And letting go, you guys are letting go of the past, you're letting go of your old way of doing things, you're letting go of the rest, you're letting go of like this old phase, and now you're finally moving into productivity and creativity. The next, or last card I should say, that we have is taking risks. Again, I feel like the outlaw speaks for this card a lot. So you guys are doing things that you've never really done before. You're gonna have to take those risks here and there. And I feel like the month of June is definitely like, okay, things are changing. I'm making new decisions. It's time to create these decisions, and it's time to execute these decisions. And it's gonna be different from the norm for you. It's gonna be different from what you're used to, but it's gonna be great and it's gonna be exciting. So, also be alert for taking risks with passion. Be alert for that. Be alert for the consequences that might happen because of that. Definitely want to point that out as well. And that is all I see for you guys. Pile number 5. We're going to end it on that note. So I'm sending you guys all my love. Love you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.